Welcome and thank you for joining us today on another episode of EY Agenda podcast. My name is Adrienn Dunn and I'm the SAP Change Management Competence Leader in Hungary. And today with my guest, we will be bringing you some practical example on how to navigate your digital transformation journey with the support of change management. We are diving into this important topic, specifically focusing on the role of change management in practice during an implementation of an SAP S4HANA ERP system. As the deadline for transitioning from legacy system approaches soon as well, it's set for 2027 by SAP, understanding how to navigate this journey is more important than ever. While technology is a crucial part of any system implementation, today we will be focusing on the human side of such transformation because let's face it, where the technical and human side of change go hand in hand on such programs, the likelihood of success in the end is much higher, as many research shows as well. I'm excited to introduce our guest today, Jana Darasova, Director for Operations Excellence FP&A at US Steel, who has been a key stakeholder of the successful implementation of SAP S4HANA and other related systems for their plant in Košice, Slovakia. In the past 2.5 years, we have worked closely together to develop change strategy and plan and to execute on these activities to drive better results for user adoption. I'm grateful to have Jana here with us today and to have her share some of her point of view on this vital topic. Welcome, Jana, and thank you once again for being here.
Thank you for having me here. I'm excited to share my insights on this vital topic, for sure.
Thank you, Jana. And before I delve into our topic for today, would you be kind enough to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Definitely. My name is Jana Darasova. I've been working for US Steel 28 plus years. Currently in a position of Director Operations Excellence FP&A in the United States. I'm based in Pittsburgh, and prior my relocation, I supported US Steel and US Steel Košice in Slovakia. And during this journey, I really built my experience and knowledge in various different functions and departments and various roles. Let me mention few functions. I worked with procurement, commercial, quality, operations, and I must admit that that was super helpful, and it was like a solid foundation for me being a change manager and this ERP implementation in US Košice.
Certainly, and I can really second that because I think your vast experience in these areas have not only been, essential for driving the change activities, but also to build a rapport with those key business stakeholders as well. And this was really unique on the program. And just to get onto our topic for today, because your organization has just recently gone live with the SAP S4HANA system where multiple functionalities were introduced in addition to SAP S4HANA, SAP Ariba, as well as some extended functionalities to success factors as well to roll out as a first wave of your implementation. And while I have led change management in several digital transformation programs, this one really stands out for me because there was such a strong focus on change management right from the beginning of the program. Well, I think it's since the inception of the program, right? What was driving the key focus on change management in your organization?
I'd say that at the US Steel Košice, we understood from the outset that implementing SAP S4HANA was more than just replacing current legacy system. It was a comprehensive business transformation. And we aimed to integrate the best practices offered by SAP Suite to the fullest extent, which of course required us to redesign and rethink processes that had been in place for many years across various departments. By scoping the project to leverage the built-in features, including AI, we set ourselves up to maximize the benefit of the new system.
Mhm.
And yeah, given this ambitious scope,
Right.
it's clear from the very beginning that our focus needed to be on the people involved in this journey.
Mhm. And that's so important what you just mentioned, because these transformation journeys are not only about, adopting the new system or the new processes. It is fundamentally about the people. And with a really comprehensive change management approach, businesses can focus on driving and supporting the human side of the transformation as well. Because let's face it, there are always ups and downs, emotionally, and during, like, from a project delivery point of view as well, especially when the programs run so long, right? I mean, we were also working together over 2 years, and I think with a proactive change approach, we can really identify these emotions timely and intervene. However, when these are not dealt with, these transformation programs can really spiral downwards and
Absolutely.
not achieve the strategic goal they have set out right at the beginning. So, from your point of view, what benefits do you think you experience from having equal focus to human and technical side of this journey?
Mhm. I'd like to highlight a few key areas where we really saw to having a strong change management in place. First and foremost, the involvement and buying of business process owners were crucial. We engage them in a dialogue from the initial stages to understand their ambitions, their concerns, and of course to align in expectations in general. We also communicated on a regular basis the changes that the new system would bring to daily operations and that allowed the leaders to better grasp the
Yeah,
impact.
exactly.
And we also found this proactive approach as highly effective in managing the
Mhm.
transition. Another critical element of our strategy was delivering the right message to the right audience at the right time. Uh,
Exactly.
that end users were informed was essential for success. And
Mhm.
observed improved adoption rates of the new system, which was a significant achievement. Employees felt more confident, more supported, more engaged, and that resulted in a smoother transition to back to business as usual. Additionally, we experienced fewer disruptions in our daily operations, which is like the most important during the system implementation at such scale.
Yeah, so both, like, dealing with the key stakeholders and keeping fingers on the pulse of the emotions of the employees were really critical on this journey.
Absolutely.
Since maybe let's just give some clarity on the context of your SAP journey, because your transformation program was a greenfield implementation, meaning that you moved from non-legacy SAP systems to SAP S/4HANA. What challenges have you anticipated at the beginning, and how did you tackle them with a comprehensive change management approach?
That's an excellent question. And yeah, indeed, we were transitioning from a custom made legacy system, literally custom,
Yeah,
built
that's true.
based on the requirements of the business for many years. And we were transitioning from this custom-made legacy system to the best practices offered by SAP.
Which is always a huge challenge, especially, bringing the IT and the business mindset together on this particular topic is always a challenge, yeah.
And the old system served the business very well, right?
Exactly.
Because it was really built based on their requirements, like their past requirements. Uh, So I will not sugarcoat it. Resistance to change was a significant concern, specifically given the number of employees who needed to adopt to new system and new processes. We had in scope several thousands of end users. As our goal was to minimize customization, so we set very clear expectations from right from design phase and communicate them consistently until go live. This approach helped us manage the transition more effectively.
I'm so glad you mentioned resistant to change, because I think it's inevitable that it appears during these transformations. I think that would be not true if someone says they never had any resistant group in their organizations during such journey. But certainly with a well-planned change management approach, challenges can be identified timely and can be dealt with proactively. We have also learned through recent research with the Oxford side business schools that approximately 70% of the digital transformation initiatives fail, and often due to employee resistance. Understanding and addressing the resistance is crucial for success, for sure. Therefore, overcoming such resistance starts with clear communication. It's important that they understand the benefits, etc. And it also helps the employees to come closer to what is coming their way during these transformation journeys. No doubt, people are naturally resistant to change, especially when they are set in their ways of using legacy systems, following business processes that they are familiar with. How did you overcome this in your organization during the program?
I'd say that effective, transparent, and consistent communication is essential. We clearly articulated from the beginning the advantages of the new system. We also clearly communicated why company made decision to switch
Exactly.
to
The
the
purpose
SAP.
statement and the case for change, right?
Exactly. We also provided consistent updates, training sessions, and continuous feedback loops. And that was very important in keeping everyone well informed on the same page. And this also helped us to understand current sentiment better. So we were able to adjust our change management interventions accordingly. Another key element we introduced early on was the involvement of super users. They played a crucial role in the entire process, and specifically in preparing training materials and delivering them to end users. Yeah,
Exactly. And you mentioned, like clear communication, consistent messaging. And I think what was really set out right at the beginning was to get your leaders together and align on them. What is our vision? And also, like, let's formulate this purpose statement for the program, right? And that's also helped us to get their buy-in and to cascade that to the organization. While you also mentioned the super users, I totally agree with you that they were so important in managing this resistance as well in the organization, because as they got closer and understanding the system through some knowledge transfer, from the SAP experts, but also upskilling themselves throughout this program was really critical to be able to have these very meaningful conversations with the end user populations during the journey. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely, and their support was also invaluable during the hypercare phase or
Exactly.
during, days
Yeah,
after
that
go
peer
live.
support is so
Yeah,
important for
yeah.
sure. And they were ready for that, which was really good. Um, yeah, and if I think about this entire change journey, what other highlights could you maybe mention from your program perspective?
Well, I can share and highlight a couple of them. Actually, we approach the change management in this specific project somewhat unconventionally, to be honest. So first, I think that really this is like the most important element, and we established this process-specific groups of super users. In time, I think that we really noticed that building this strong internal knowledge was vital in our
Mm.
implementation. Now, as I mentioned earlier, they played a pivotal role from the design phase through the building phase. They were heavily involved into the testing and also into the training, preparation, and delivery to end users. And they supported end users as a peers after go live. Another highlight was our extensive network of change champions. Their role was to facilitate communication among end users, acting as an additional communication channel. This approach proved highly effective as they frequently interacted with end users and provided crucial feedback to the central change management team for timely adjustments to our communication strategy mainly. A third key element was onboarding process managers as a change managers early in the process. This allowed us to leverage their expertise in processes and lean methodology during change impact assessment and communication as well. And I also want to emphasize the close and very effective collaboration in between project management office, solution architect, process owners, and change management. These teamwork formed a solid foundation for our success. And last but not least, the involvement, engagement, uh, endless support from leadership were tremendous and plays a significant role in this project.
Yeah, and I can really second that. I think that's so true. And the stakeholder groups that you just mentioned played really key roles in this transformation program, and to build the relationship with them was so equally so important. And I think your change management team really played a vital enabler role in this process. And Jana, you also mentioned the leadership support, which I think is really a pivotal element of the change journey, to have strong change leaders, be there as active change leaders as well, right? Be visible and active role players in this journey. We have also seen in various previous projects as well that the leadership really plays a key role model during these transformations, and their visibility is second to none importance, right? Their involvement in the project just shows to the end user population their support, and also they help reaffirm messages like we need to stick to fit to standard processes. So you need to make it work, and we heard that so many times, and it was important that it comes from their leaders, obviously. And so when they become key advocates for the program, it's really provides a great success for the program as well. We usually use regular data analysis as well, like you mentioned, surveys, and just to see where each and every pockets of the organization are at during the adoption journey. And I think that's really gives them a good insight, usually as well, which we have also implemented in your case as well. See where in which pocket of the organization will require a bit of additional care and support and information, and then address it to the leaders so they can cascade that in the organization. How did your leaders also drive change and set the tone for your organization in addition what was just mentioned?
Yeah, leadership played a pivotal role. Literally, from the day one, our leaders were visible, active, vocal, and staying close to the program to ensure its success. I highly appreciated all tools that we used together during this program because all of them really helped us to identify areas we should focus more, we should engage the leader or the leaders more because, as you said, the leader support is crucial. I mean, they are setting the tone at the, it was visible during this journey, very well visible. So they maintain the regular alignment on expectations, the milestones, also the key messages, and the concerns. I would say that our leaders supported the team's understanding, clearly outlining when, where, and how they needed to get more involved. They actively stepped into the problem solving and process design, and really they were driving the business transformation forward. Their involvement was crucial, especially in refining processes, I would say, and align with the new system's capability.
Exactly, and we've seen that from multiple feedbacks as well, that they were very visible and supportive sponsors for the program. Now, we mentioned surveys, several data, analysis, and I love them. That's one of my my focus point is really because let's face it, the facts are facts, right? And it does help to also see, and to sort of like zoom into which pocket of the business will be impacted with more changes, right? And which processes are going to change more than the rest of the scope items. And I think with this change impact analysis was very rigid. It was a long process because we start right from the beginning. But I think it's always my key. It's very close to my heart. Let me put it that way,
I can tell.
because of this. And really the data-driven approach that we put in this activity. Which change activity stood out for you, which made a difference in your change journey?
Well, understanding the magnitude of change and identifying the impacted groups. As you mentioned, this change impact assessment was my favorite tool as well during this journey because it was structured, fact-based approach to understand which processes, which group of employees will be impacted and to what extent. This document or analysis was the critical input for training needs assessment as well, right? I mean, so we linked the roles and positions to that. So I think that this is something I would for sure highlight, and I found it very effective and very helpful. Uh,
And
what
like
what
rightly you mentioned, it does feed into multiple activities, right? Like not just gathering what's doing, but also like put it into the right campaigns, find the right interventions where needed, as well as, like you mentioned, key input for any training planning as well.
Exactly, based on what we've learned, in change impact assessment, we communicated further in the form of targeted communication to the end users. We were able to foreshadow major process changes to the process owners early on, and by involving them from the beginning and communicate clearly what will change, we were able to address concerns and really also manage the change requests, which significantly helped to build the overall understanding and reduce resistance to change. Another highlight I would mention is upskilling the change community. That was another crucial element, and we provided comprehensive training and shared information down to the grassroots level, actually, ensuring that everyone was well prepared and well informed.
Yeah, and I think what I really liked about setting up this change community, that we used to call them like the octopus leg in the organization, right? Because we work closely with the super users. I mean, the technical teams work quite closely with the super users as well, upskilling them and with the knowledge transfer. But so they were quite overwhelmed with most of the tasks. And your organization is also quite large in that sense that we needed to reach out to each pocket of the business. And I think the change champions did a really great job in cascading those information to the grassroots as well.
Yeah, one more highlight that just came to my mind. Uh, the way how we approach the alignment in general. I mean, alignment was not only maintained with the leadership, but also with the middle management, and this dual level
That's
engagement
right.
ensured that the message was consistent and that support was available at all levels of the organization. I think that that was unique as well.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I think that those were really crucial part of the program as well. Um, I don't know if we have mentioned yet, but your population was quite large, right? And in terms of like, and what I mean there is obviously the end user population was quite large in number in comparison to maybe some other programs. But um, you know, I'm so glad that in your case it was not right before the training is when we started this whole change journey, but it was right from the beginning of the program, because I think it's very important that the users are well prepared and understand what's coming their way before they even start the training, right? And it's a journey. You cannot expect that they will just get their buy-ins from one day to another. However, the training was also a pivotal part of the change journey, and ensuring that end users are ready prior to go live was quite a task, right? Um, what were the key contributing factors for preparing your large end users for the new ERP system?
I would say that having this upskilled, supportive group of super users in place was crucial. Uh, we ensured that they built the technical knowledge from how to work with the system, We also upskilled them from the training material preparation and SAP Enable now. It was a journey as
Yeah.
well, and it wasn't easy like all the time, but I would say that it was like very good decision to give them this knowledge as well. So the super users, as I already mentioned, they were involved into the testing and the training material preparation and delivery to the end users, and they also served as peer support and uh,
The go live. Yeah.
yeah, they support
After
and
go live. Yeah.
during the most critical period of time
Yes.
after go live, to be honest. Our training program featured hands-on practice and continuous knowledge building. And yeah, I think that really having like strong super users group was crucial.
Yeah, because they played a key part in, because training the end users as well. So this train-the-trainer approach really worked out well on your program. And like sustaining the training and the training material for the future is also a great contributing factor, right?
Of course.
Thank you for sharing that, And
Welcome.
like lastly, as my last question, what advice would you give to companies who consider taking on their SAP S/4HANA journey, transformation journey?
Well, I would strongly suggest to really consider to have a change management in place, because change management is essential tool for mitigating risk related to users adoption and to manage the possible customization in a system, to be honest, and really manage the resistance.
Mm.
By employing a structured approach, which change management offers, we could maintain a consistent focus on stakeholders, on end users. We were able to ensure their needs and concerns are addressed, that they were heard actually, and we really timely adjusted our change management interventions to get the best possible result in this transition. So yeah, I would say that having a strong change management in place is also very crucial. Just imagine, you are like few months to go live and your technical teams are busy with other technical time tasks. So, I mean, the change management in such case steps into and
Mhm.
really ensure that this communication engagement and involvement continues, and that the end users are informed and getting ready for the go live day. So it's
Yeah, and throughout the transformation journey, right, there is always this constant collaboration with the technical teams and project managers, business users, and stakeholders as well. Thank you, Jana. Thank you for sharing it, and thank you for being here, sharing your insights on navigating through the digital transformation with change management. And yeah, thank you once again for being here.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure for being here, and thank you for all your support during our journey.
Thank you. And thank you to our listeners as well for tuning in. As you may have heard, balancing the technology and human side of change during SAP S/4HANA implementation is vital for the success of the program. Connecting the technical, project management, and change management teams on a regular basis and providing regular connect forums to key stakeholders are equally important. With EY, we advocate that the system implementation is not just about technology and IT, but rather an ERP transformation where SAP experts, project managers, and change management and the business stakeholders work closely together to achieve the set goals and outcomes for such programs. Thank you, Jana, once again. I really appreciate your time. And for the listeners, stay tuned for our next EY Agenda podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.